So I wanted to make a video of the ups and downs of taking antidepressants as a grown adult. The first thing that I can tell you is you need to get the correct medication. If you don't, you can have suicidal tendencies, you can have suicidal thoughts, and you can just, tweak balls. First antidepressant that I was on basically made me feel like I could walk in front of a moving car and not care. The medication that I'm on now is the same medication that my uncle, my godfather, Iraq veteran, fought in the war, has been on the meds for 11 years. And what I can say about being in the service, thank you to everybody fighting for freedom and giving the opportunity for me to make this video. Rest in peace, my grandpa Hood. Rest in peace, Grandpa Dudney. Rest in peace, Uncle Frank. They all were veterans and served. That shit will change you. You will never come back the same. And my uncle, he contemplated suicide for the longest time, and he was binge drinking. He would drink Captain Morgan and Coke like it was water. And he's doing a lot better, and he found a purpose to live. He is a volunteer at the homeless shelter, and he's also a spokesperson for returning veterans who are coming back from service. So back to the main topic. I believe I'm on the right medication. I take 3 different types, and they all balance one another out. And all 3 of them are antidepressants. Now, what the antidepressants does is it makes me feel something. Whereas if I don't take them, I feel absolutely nothing. No emotion, no happy or sad, nothing. The antidepressants help me because I'm diagnosed bipolar, and it stabilizes my mood. And what I mean by stabilize, it basically corrects my thought process. I'll give you an example. When I wake up to go to work to do a 12-hour shift, the first thing running through my head is I don't want to go to work. Work is going to suck. Once I take my meds, jump in the shower, take a 15 to 20 minute shower, all that negativity and here, all those racing thoughts, everything, those worries, they disappear. The whole time I was at work tonight, I was like, I'm tired, I'm sore, I don't want to be here. I don't care if I uh, get fired. And it wasn't until my last break, which was at 5 a.m., I didn't mind working what I was doing, and I was happy doing it. Wasn't until 5 a.m. when I took my last dose that I felt, okay, I can get through this. So let's talk about the downs of antidepressants. If you look at my eyes, they're dilated. And if I strain my eyes, you'll see that my pupils get extremely enlarged. My eyes are permanently like this. There's no fix for my eyes. They're permanently dilated. Some medications will cause your urine to come out green. I'm not talking like diarrhea green. It's like a real light, almost it's light green basically. The other downs to antidepressants would be if I take my 2 meds, but I don't take my 3rd med, which is to go to sleep. It will take me over 24 hours before I will actually fall asleep. And during the sleep process, I'm having muscle spasms. My body is jerking. I'm kicking my leg. I don't have control over these muscle spasms. I start hallucinating. I start sleepwalking, and I'll just be tripping balls. There's really no other way to explain it other than if you've been drunk and you try to go to sleep and the room is spinning. Well, imagine that feeling like 100-fold. But it's not just your head, it's like your whole body. Like you feel like you're floating, your body goes numb, you get like a tingle sensation. I will experience going through sleep paralysis. if I do not take my sleep pill, but I take in my other 2 pills, I will experience sleep paralysis. And it's really hard to explain what I'm talking about, but basically my body will just lock itself up and I won't be able to move my arm. I won't be able to do anything, and I'm awake, but I'm not awake, but my eyes are open, and you can feel your body moving on its own, and it gets to be real painful if you end up resisting, and you just have to let it run its course. The good news is I don't have bad visitors anymore. I'll give you an example. Death. Basically, your room is pitch black. It gets really cold. You feel a presence. Your eyes open, but you can't do anything. So you cover yourself and you hide, and you try to avoid making contact. And then once you actually do see death, basically you die, and then you wake up, and it's a fucked up experience. But there's other visitors too. I'm not gonna go into details. But my current sleep paralysis that I experience, I guess, is kind of like stigmata without the cuts and the bleeding. The other downside to taking antidepressants is you don't want to ever rely on your medication. It's almost like if you smoke, you're constantly checking to see how many cigarettes you have left. It's the same with medication, is you always are checking how many pills you have left. Some days you just don't want to take them because, for example, on my days off, I don't take my meds, and that causes me to have like no motivation to do anything. I don't care about really anything. Oh, lights. So driving at night is extremely trippy. And the way I describe looking at car lights and street lights and lights in general is, imagine taking a glow stick and breaking it, obviously, to activate it, and you have that glow. And if you're in the dark and you wave it side to side, you can see like a color streak. So imagine that, but imagine the glow stick on fire, which makes it even brighter. So looking at lights can cause headache and migraine, and it can cause my eyes to hurt. And at this point, like, basically that's what like every car, every street, any type of light really, even a flashlight, they all have that glow, and they all have that um the wave. So it's not it's not bad, but my eyes are very sensitive to lights. That's not just lights, but that includes the sun. I'm trying to think. You can go through withdrawal, especially if you're taking a benzo or a narcotic. I took Xanax for 4 years. I started out with the lowest dosage, and then I ended up at the highest, and I was taking that 2 times a day. 5, 6 times a week. And on my days off, I would not take it. I fucking hated Xanax. I fucking hated it, but I felt better after I took it. One downside to taking Xanax is you're basically a walking zombie. I guess a positive to taking Xanax is you don't really feel anything in your nerves. Everything's numb. So, like, pain doesn't register. The withdrawals of Xanax was horrible. I felt like I was dying. I I had no energy. I had no appetite. I felt sick to my stomach. My body hurt. And whenever I wasn't working, I would not take it and I would detox from it. How I got off Xanax was I was admitted to the ER in 2019, and that was for 24/7 suicide watch surveillance. And when I got out, I had help with my aunt. She got me a therapist, she got me a psychiatrist, and she got me her doctor. And her doctor hates Xanax. And so he prescribed me something else, which was diazepam. Don't let your doctor subscribe you mental health medication. Stick with a good psychiatrist. The diazepam didn't work. So when I met my psychiatrist, we were able to get me on the correct meds on the first attempt. And I've had to increase my amount of taking, but it works. I never was addicted to Xanax. I would say the only thing that I was addicted to with Xanax was alcohol and smoking weed. Xanax, beer, and weed took all my pain, all my worries, all my thoughts. It took everything away. And I was just thought free, worry free, anxiety free, depression free. And I know that's a dangerous combo, which is why I don't do it anymore. And Xanax is not for depression. It's actually pretty bad. So drinking and Xanax go hand in hand, which ultimately will kill you. I was attending my grandpa's wake, Grandpa Dudney, and I took a Xanax before I left for my social anxiety. And when I got home, I just got depressed, and so I drank 3 Coronas within a very short amount of time. I later went to sleep and I blacked out, and I didn't realize that I could have died. And ever since then, I stopped drinking, and I haven't been on Xanax since 2019. I started Xanax back in 2017. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke anymore. I barely smoke weed. And if I do, it's because of my not being able to stay awake on my days off because I have no energy and I sleep for like 24 hours. So the smoking weed will allow me to stay up for a minimum of 8 hours versus I'm up for 4 hours and I'm already tired and I go back to sleep and I wake up 8 hours later. The medication that I'm prescribed is non-addictive. And I would say that the withdrawals are minor. Another downside to being on antidepressants is the more you take it, the more tolerant you become. So if you don't have to take it, then you don't take it. Because when you do need it, it does what it's supposed to do. Whereas if you take it anyway, it's not going to have as strong of an effect on you. Which is why on my days off, I don't take it because I have no anxiety. I have nothing. I'm just calm, relaxed, collective. And when it's time to go back to work and I do take my meds, that detox allows my medication to work as intended. I gotta say, getting sent to the emergency room really forced me to get my shit together. Because I was trying to get my shit together for three or 4 years before getting sent to the ER. And I didn't have the networking. And I didn't know how to find a psychiatrist. I didn't know how to start therapy. My aunt did all the networking. All I had to do was show up to the appointments, which till this day I still do. I don't do the therapy anymore because I don't need it. This is my therapy. But I got blood work done and I have thyroiditis and I'm autoimmune. Good news is I don't have jaundice like I thought I did, and it's not hyperthyroidism, it's thyroiditis and autoimmune. That explains how I get sick from other people, just just being around them. There's not really much else that I can think of. Another up to being on antidepressants is my vision, which is already 2020, gets enhanced. And my hearing, which is also 2020, gets enhanced. So I can hear like two people talking across the entire warehouse from the opposite side that I'm on. I can hear the conversation. My vision is full 360. My eyes are constantly looking to my left, to the right, and up on their own. I don't even have to, it's just automatic. But it's because I'm fully aware of everything that I'm doing. I'm just like hyper focused. But I'm not like hyper focused where I'm in a rush. I'm hyper focused of all my surroundings for my safety. And I can see things happen before they actually happen, so I can know what they're going to do before they do it. And so I prepare ahead of time. So if they do something unexpected, then I know how to react. So driving, I take pride in saying it, but I'm the safest on the road and I'm the safest worker at my job. Another downside to antidepressants, the anxiety medication fucks up my short term memory to the point I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago, or I can't remember what I did 2 days ago, one day ago, the last 24 hours. It's it's pretty bad. Um, Recalling conversations that you had with people is you don't remember the conversation or what you said, and you end up repeating yourself a lot. I think that's pretty good to give you um, a better understanding about antidepressants and um, I'll be honest, if I'm out with family, all of my family are social drinkers, and I myself am a social drinker. So the last time I drank alcohol while on my medication was celebrating my uncle's retirement, who is also a veteran, and he served in Vietnam, and it really fucked him up. He, till this day, has not talked to anybody about it. But I need to emphasize, when I say drinking, I'm literally at one beer. That's it. And you have to have a very, very high tolerance. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Don't do it and don't try it. I luckily have a very extreme high tolerance, even though I'm 100 pounds. And I also have an extreme high tolerance for pain. Here's my pinky. And I have 6 stitches. And that actually hurt more after the stitches than it did prior to that. And that sucked. And then after the 2 weeks was up, I told them to take the stitches out. And they took the stitches out, and I'm left with this scar. That was the first time I ever got stitches. I have a scar on my elbow where the skin got ripped off. I have a scar on my left hip. I have scars on my knees, my kneecaps to be more precise. And I have a scar on my wrist. Which it never wants to show on camera. It's right there. So I've never broken a bone, but I have a lot of scars. And I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to make this video, and to anybody struggling like I struggle, you're not alone, and keep fighting and stay strong and just live one life, one day at a time. I hope this helped people understand more about what it's like being on antidepressants, and I hope that if you know somebody who is on antidepressants, then this will give you more insight on what they're going through, and maybe show them a little bit more love and support, because you didn't understand, but now you do. And my mom and dad are finally understanding, and they're just giving me nothing but love and support, and they've never given up on me. So I'm done working my 3 days. I'm off the next 2. I'm gonna go relax. Thank you for watching. And if you felt anything from this, leave a comment. I read them all. I reply to them all. And if you want to see more or you want to learn more, hit the subscribe button. Thank you and have a blessed day.